All right, this tutorial is on the archway. So a lot of what you do with arches is it's a square and a circle on top. And it's just about how comfortable you are with drawing circles. And a lot of people aren't. They're very worried about how to make a perfect circle. So I'm going to show you how to make a perfect circle so that all of your proportions are right and you don't have to second guess yourself. Because when you're doing things in perspective and when there's all this linear composition and math and everything, you can tend to second guess yourself a lot. And there's a few ways to make sure you get a perfect circle. This is by dividing a square into eighths. You can also divide your square into quarters. And that's useful because you can just go corner to corner, so you know you're actually getting a halfway. And then there's dividing your square into half. So this just depends on your comfort level with making a circle and how quickly you need to get your archway done. So if you were doing it the quick and dirty way and you have some confidence with making circles, you could do the halves and you just make your half moon and your other half moon. Might be a little shakier on that. So you could do it into the quarters, a little bit more guidance there. And you would just go making that circle in these equal parts. The most thorough way would be doing it in these eighths. So you're just making a fluid line, fluid line, fluid line, fluid line. Okay, that's how you make your circle. So for your archway, you're like, okay, well, that's great. It's a circle. So with your archway, you're putting your circle on top of a square. So you can do two squares stacked on top of each other. It's very tongue twistery. Two squares stacked on top of each other, or a rectangle that you divide in half. And then your top squares, where your circle is going to be, you're going to connect. And obviously you would do this with a ruler so that it will come out more smooth and precise. There you go. You have your guidelines. You make a fluid line here, fluid line there. Oh man, that's pretty wonky still. You might have to practice a few times. Definitely use a pencil. Okay. And now you have your circle. Then you would take these edges and pull them down, outlining the top portion of your circle and the sides of your rectangle, square. And then you would erase these corners. I didn't pen, so obviously I can't erase it, but I'm going to obscure it. And then, you would go in and erase these guidelines as well. Just like that. So, you might be asking yourself, well, what does that do for perspective? So I will show you. You have your 1-point perspective building, and You have the front side of it, you can make an archway. That forward-facing archway that we just practiced, where it's a rectangle cut in half or two squares stacked on top of each other. And you're doing the box divided into quarters, eighths, however you want to do it. And just do it in eighths for consistency's sake. And then we connect the sides. And I'm fudging it a little bit here because I'm going fast. That way you have the proportions down. Okay, then you're going on to the side. So you would want to use your ruler to guide your vanishing point to the top part of your doorway, your archway. Bottom part is already connected. No work you have to do there. The side of your doorway has to be totally vertical. One thing that helps is lining up the head or tip of your ruler with the horizon line, so you can get that perfect vertical line, or you can align it with your vertical edge of your building. That one tends to look the best. Okay, and then align that vertical edge with the other side of your door. Okay, there, I have my rectangle. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So I have my two squares stacked on top of each other, but they're in that 1 point perspective. Okay, and then I divide my circle. And you would use your ruler here too, so that it's all these lines, like especially this horizontal line, is connecting back to the vanishing point, so that it's accurate, perspectively accurate, and then a line down the middle. So you have your eighths, and again, you could just, trust yourself, trust your hand, and just do it into one line, one vertical line to divide it in half, and then do your half moons. So I've got my circle, doing these nice fluid connective lines. And I can go in with an eraser and erase these corners, and then draw down these definitive lines. For my archway. And that's how you make sure that it's perspectively accurate. Then you can do like the interior door frame by just making a horizontal line that aligns with this front horizontal line. It's just like as if you were carving out of a block. Then a vertical line that lines up to the point where this starts to curve, which is about here, right? Like this is a vertical line. So this can be vertical also. But this isn't a vertical line, right? This starts to arch. So you want to rely on your eyesight and mimic that arch, but over here. So this is what you could see. You couldn't see the arching happening over here or up here, because this is where the building starts to obscure your sight. So you're just following the logic of what your eyes could see. Okay?